Good morning, everyone. We are back out in the streets of Old Town. It's pretty quiet. Everyone must be asleep. But last night, everyone was up. We heard a lot of music. But we had a good night's sleep. And we already had our snacks that we bought yesterday at Migros. So we're ready to go. We're going to the Marina. And then we'll probably come back for a late breakfast here at the hotel. Show you in a bit. So we are just a few minutes from the Marina now, and I wanted to point out that if you come, there are plenty of hotels here in the old city, and we would recommend that because you are able to just walk to some of these sites, and it's a lot easier, especially if you don't have a car. But there is one con.
That is that the hotels in the old town are located next to bars and restaurants, and so music is still going on until late in the morning, and if you want to sleep early, that kind of affects your sleep, so just have that in mind.
Yeah, so it might not be an issue for a lot of you if you will be at those bars and restaurants, and it'll be convenient, but for us, we sleep pretty early, so not the best, but it wasn't too bad though. We still enjoyed it.
I just fell asleep.
Another great thing is that we have this incredible view of the mountains, which of course you come here for the marina, but the backdrop with the mountains is incredible, especially because some of them, the highest ones, are still snow-capped, so it makes for a very dramatic view, especially with the water, the mountains, everything. It's amazing to see that.
Just to give you perspective, yesterday we checked the weather and it was 13 kilometers per hour of wind, and today it's 3 kilometers, so it's much calmer. Yesterday we saw some of the boats moving with the wind. It looks like a cool hangout spot where we're at.
Yeah, visibility out here is amazing with the water. I'm sure that in summer, especially if you do one of these boat tours, that it'll be great for just enjoying all of the clear water. So you definitely have plenty of options to choose from. There are a ton of boats here in this marina, and they all seem to offer some type of boat tour. Also, they have plenty of these pirate-themed boats. So if you ever wanted to live out your fantasy of being a pirate, they give the option. So when you're down here in the marina, there are two options to go up. One is you can take the stairs, and the other one is this elevator. So we're gonna try it out. It's supposed to be free of charge, but we'll see.
I just called it the elevator of death because it's making some questionable noises.
Yeah, it looks a little sketchy, but it's free, so we can't complain too much. I would say to definitely come up here because the view up here is incredible. And again, it was free. As shady as it looked, the elevator did its job. We're up here. What do you think?
I like this view. It's way more blue now. See further out.
And again, the mountains in the back just makes it so much better.
Very dramatic.
You can see everything from up here.
From the elevator, we walked into this square, and we're just going to point out the clock tower is there, and then this mosque. And then from there, after visiting those, we're going to head back to the hotel for some breakfast. Behind me is the clock tower. Right now it's under scaffolding, but you can see how the base of it is shaped like a pentagon. And we learned that it was built in the 9th century. Pretty cool. There's a Turkish flag on top, so it looks even more patriotic.
We're here in the Yibli Minare Jami, which is from the 13th century, and it's famous because it has 6 domes. Normally the mosque would just have 1 or maybe a couple. Recommend stopping by, you know, it's right here by the clock tower, and it's in the old city center as well.
I brought a scarf so I can just cover my head with it, but just be respectful of the rules they have outside.
So you may be wondering what this is here in the glass. It's actually the waterworks that were found during 2006 and 2010 while they were restoring the mosque. Essentially provided hot and cold water for the mosque. So now we're just walking around the old town, and there is a bunch of shops where, of course, you can buy all types of souvenirs. There's food, just different things. Everything is barely opening up since we're out here pretty early, but it's still just good to walk around here and enjoy. So this is the other option. If you don't take the elevator, it's just to go through this. And make sure you have enough time to explore the old town, because there are a lot of little places that maybe you won't see. A lot of good vantage points for the views, and like this little garden with the water fountain. So it's just relaxing, especially when you have more time to be able to walk around and see everything. It's not a good sign when the platform is made out of glass and one of them is shattered. So definitely not going up to the edge. It's definitely quieter out here now in the morning than last night, at least what we heard. Still beautiful nonetheless. The other good thing about the historic town is that there's a lot of landmarks that you can see from the restaurants. For example, you have this tower right here, and then you have the restaurants where you have a view of the mountains, the water.
So behind me is a herderlic tower. It was built in the 2nd century by the Romans. Some of it is under construction or restoration.
So now we've effectively walked around Old Town, and we're headed back to a hotel because we haven't showed you that, and we really enjoyed it.
The location is the best because it's right next to the Hadrian's Gate, which is the main landmark of Old Town Antalya.
So we'll show you that. We'll show you our room and the entire hotel.